From Dallas, Texas, the flash, apparently official, President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, some 38 minutes ago. Vice President Lyndon Johnson has left the hospital in Dallas, but we do not know to where he has proceeded. Presumably, he will be taking the oath of office shortly and become the 36th President of the United States.
The procession was not anything out of the ordinary, except that we walked. We walked slowly all the way to the Capitol.
I remember the strength and courage of Mrs. Kennedy and how she held up during all that. I don't think I'll ever forget when the caisson passed with the coffin and little John stepped out. It saluted.
And here at the Capitol, all those kids that I'd been in college with, and we had idolized Kennedy so. They're lined up blocks, and they drove from Utah, California, Texas, just to pass by the casket. I'd talk to them, and they would say what I suspected, that our whole life was ahead of us with Kennedy. We lost it.
We must always consider, he said, that we shall be as a city upon a hill. The eyes of all people are upon us. I ask for your help and your prayers as I embark on this new and solemn journey.
This acre of English soil is now bequeathed in perpetuity to the American people in memory of President John Fitzgerald Kennedy, who in death my people still mourn, and whom in life they loved and admired.
our nation is bereaved. The whole world is poor because of his loss. But we can all be better Americans because John Fitzgerald Kennedy has passed our way. And now that he is relieved of the almost superhuman burden we imposed on him, may he rest in peace.
There is an appointed time for everything, and a time for every affair under the heavens. A time to be born, and a time to die. A time to plant, and a time to uproot the plant. A time to kill, and a time to heal. A time to tear down, and a time to build. A time to weep, and a time to laugh. A time to mourn, and a time to dance.
When he shall die, take him and cut him out in little stars, and he shall make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with night and pay no worship to the garish sun. But the woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep.
We're traveling along that river of history from the past towards the future. And the only way to have some idea of where we're going in that future and how we can plot our little ships is to understand where we've been, where we're coming from. History is absolutely critical for an understanding of who we are, where we are, and where we're going. John Fitzgerald Kennedy is a unique character in U.S. and world history.
I saw the First World War at age 21 in 1963 as ancient history. Today, I look back on the Kennedy era as something that is still present in my mind.
It's a testament to how much John F. Kennedy inspired people and motivated them and delighted them that all these many years later, we're still talking about him and trying to figure out what was it about that guy? What did he have? It's very fascinating.
John F. Kennedy left the world that day in November 1963, but his words still remain, ingrained in the very fabric of our national conscience. They echo through every room in the White House, every chamber in the Capitol building, from Brookline to the Solomon Islands and to Washington, back home to Hyannisport.
With a good conscience, our only sure reward, with history the final judge of our deeds, let us go forth to lead the land we love, asking his blessing and his help, but knowing that here on earth, God's work must truly be our own.
That's what I think of when I think of JFK's legacy, you know, that every man can make a difference and everyone should try.
As we continue to grow and evolve as a nation, his words are not diminished by time. They remind us who we are, where we came from, and what we can become. Kennedy said, "There is no doubt it is a difficult and dangerous adventure, and that sacrifice and self-discipline will be needed ahead. But the greatest danger is that we sit back and do nothing. The cost of freedom is always high, but we have always paid it."